Welcome to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection since 1991. My name is Pete Connor, your show's host on this October 25th of 2017. Midweek hump day, as they used to say. Well, today we're going to be on location for a couple of segments. First, we'll be visiting with State Senator John Marty, who will discuss his plan for a universal health care plan for Minnesota. And then we'll go to the Steele County Food Shelf and Clothesline of Steele County to hear about their combined structural change. As a reminder, we would appreciate your input as to what you'd like to see on this program. If you have any suggestions, any input, why don't you let us know about that? Who would you like to have on the show? What event would you like to see covered on the show? Let us know by giving us an email at owatonnatoday@charter.net or by calling Leanne at 390-5751. And now we're going to take a quick break for some messages from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back on location with John Marty. Please stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Jody Voisin with the staff at Fairview Animal Medical Center, your other family doctor. Fairview Animal Medical Center is a proud supporter of the Owatonna Today Show.
Hi, I'm Betsy Linger from the Owatonna Foundation. Your generosity has made Owatonna a better place to live by benefiting our community, the arts, recreation, and education. Please consider a donation today. The Owatonna Foundation is a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
Hi, I'm David Denai, and I play Lord Farquaad.
And I'm Courtney Krieser, and I play Gingy in LTO's production of Shrek the Musical, directed by Sandy Hardy Hagen and sponsored by Federated Insurance.
Performances of Shrek the Musical will be held Thursday through Saturday, October 19th, 20th, and 21st at 7:30 p.m., with a matinee on Sunday, October 22nd at 2 p.m.
And again the following Thursday through Saturday, October 26th, 27th, and 28th at 7:30 p.m., with another matinee on Sunday, October 29th at 2 p.m.
Tickets are available at the LTO box office by calling 451-0764 or online at littletheaterofowatonna.org. Don't miss LTO's production of Shrek the Musical!
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. I am here in the Gainey Room of the Owatonna Public Library, and I have the distinct pleasure of interviewing Senator John Marty. He's a Minnesota State Senator. Senator Marty, thank you so much for joining us today.
It's a real pleasure.
Okay, you are here in Owatonna. We're actually filming this on Thursday because you are doing a presentation tonight at the Public Library, which we'll get to in a second. First, please tell us a bit about your background. You've actually been a senator for a long time.
Long time. Actually, more than half my life now.
But
I've been a senator since 1987, and I've chaired the Environment Committee, I've chaired the Health Committee, a number of committees over the year, and I'm a person who, it's been a frustrating 30 years, but also rewarding at times when you feel you're making change to make people's lives better. And I guess that's what's kept me going, because politics is very, very frustrating, but I keep thinking we can do better than we're doing, which is, I guess, what inspires me to keep moving.
I would say so, because you said you've been a senator now 30 years it would be.
Yes.
Wow. What got you involved in politics on the state level?
Well, I moved to Minnesota. I'm not a native Minnesota. I grew up in the Chicago area, came up to Northfield to go to St. Louis College.
Okay.
And when I came up here, I fell in love with the state and decided I was going to move here, and met my wife, St. Olaf grad also, but met at our church in the Twin Cities, and we decided to make Twin Cities our home permanently, and I always wanted to. I grew up in a family. My dad was a Lutheran theologian and church historian. My parents were active in trying to address issues like poverty, address civil rights. My dad marched at Selma. So my parents were involved in those things, and they always taught us our obligation is to try and make the world a better place for people. And I didn't envision that meaning politics, but eventually one thing led to another, and that's what it came to.
And there you are. So it's wonderful then that you were raised with a family that had a very deep social consciousness.
Yes, they had a conscience and very passionate about making change, and both my mom and my dad did. And my dad's still alive and so on. I actually had a chance to go down to Selma for the 50th anniversary of the Bloody Sunday March.
Oh my.
And 2 years ago went down there with him, and it was nice. He was speaking to a black college down there, and a lot's changed in 50 years and some things haven't yet. So.
Unfortunately, we haven't come as far
Right.
as we think we have, kind of
Right.
thing, too. So tell us why you're here in Owatonna on Thursday night, and what program are you going to be presenting to the public?
Sure. Well, I was asked to come down, and I'm very pleased to do so, to talk about my proposal for Minnesota health plan. It would be one that would, all the debates, pro and con, about the Affordable Care Act and what they're going to do instead of it and so on. I think we could learn from the fact that most of the rest of the world has already figured out that health care is something that everybody needs. And your ability to pay for it has no connection with the need you have for it. Matter of fact, the sicker you are, probably the less able you are to pay for it. And we spend twice what almost anybody else in the world spends on healthcare in a per person basis.
I know, that's amazing.
Almost twice as much, and we have worse outcomes. And it's not that we have lousy doctors and stuff. I think we have some of the best medical providers, the best doctors, clinics, hospitals, medical research and technology, some of the best in the world, but the worst system for accessing it. And
For delivery to
Yeah, exactly.
everyone.
Right. It's not that you go to a local hospital, you may get excellent care. The trouble is, it's such a piecemeal way of finding how to get access to the care, whether it's employer-based or government subsidized or this or that, and individual market. It's just a very convoluted, very expensive way of doing things. And I've always felt, you know, we don't have to copy anybody else's thing, but we learn from what works and what doesn't work. And so I put together a health plan that would cover all people 100%, not 95% or whatever.
Right.
And not cover them for some things or extra things you got to pay extra for, but cover them for dental. Why are our teeth less important than our fingers and toes?
Exactly.
We don't have separate finger and toe insurance, right? We have separate teeth or dental insurance.
Exactly.
And so we want to cover everything, including long-term care, including chemical dependency treatment in eye care and hearing and prescription drugs and so on. Cover all people for all their medical needs and give people, not insurance companies or government or employers, the decisions about which doctors they go to and what kind of care they get. I think medical decisions should be made by you and your doctors and so on.
Exactly. And not by an insurance company saying,
Or
no, I'm
government,
sorry, we will not
Right.
pay for this procedure, but we will pay for that.
Absolutely. And so it got a system that would be focused on public health, and those principles had 10 principles I spelled out. And to me, it's not what system it is, it's do they meet all these principles, which I think any healthcare system ought to do. And so I designed actually the Minnesota Health Plan based on those principles, and would make it, if it passed, legally bound to those principles, so the health plan can't say, nope, we're not going to cover you for that. We'll cover it for that. And the biggest obstacle always is people saying, well, we can't afford what we're doing now. How are we going to pay for all these extra people getting all these extra things like dental care? And the ironic thing is, it's counterintuitive to people, but it actually is cheaper to cover people up front in a simple, smart, efficient way than it is to do what we're doing now. And that means replacing all the billing and insurance bureaucracy we have with a simple system of paying for health care. And later tonight, I'm going to tell the story explain it to people in a simple way, and that is to say, to figure out why it's so expensive the way we do it, assume we tried to fund our schools the way we pay for our hospitals. If you had to do that, every teacher would have to spend time every day calculating how much time he or she spent with students. School would have to fold in other things and so on. So it'd be a really expensive system to do, convoluted and everything else. We don't want to do that way. It makes school less effective as educating and more expensive. So I want to suggest to people we can have a logical healthcare system, and that's my pitch. And I wrote a book about it calling Healing Healthcare, which basically makes the case for how you do this. And so I'm excited to have a chance to speak down here in Owatonna and take questions and discuss the idea.
Well, we're excited to have some fresh ideas, too. And to get away from the idea that, for instance, in the United Kingdom, they have their National Health Service.
Right.
And it's a single payer type thing. And a lot of people have knocked it because of wait time, can't get the right procedure at the right time, which really is not true.
Right. They have one of the best healthcare systems in the world. People acknowledge that. And the difficulty we have is people says, well, we couldn't do it that way, and we're going to have other problems. And again, our legislation would be, the health plan would be legally required to make sure there are enough providers so you don't have waiting lines. Let's not pretend we don't have them now.
Oh, because we do.
And we also have people who can't even get into the lines because they don't have coverage for whatever.
Exactly.
So to me, the idea that we could do it the right way, it's not rocket science. It's not that complicated. In fact, it's simpler to do it efficiently.
I would think so. And healthcare in the United States should not be a privilege based on how much money you make. It's a right. We all have the right to a healthy life.
And while some people don't use the term right, they all kind of feel it that way. If you see a child with a severe disability, people say, oh, we're going to do everything we can to help that kid. And that may be expensive. But most of us aren't that expensive.
Right.
We do it as a public system, the way we do police and fire. We all pay for it, and we all benefit from it. And by having a universal health care system like that, we have a healthier population. It's a huge benefit to employers. And we have healthier families, healthier businesses, and frankly, just a whole healthier community that saves money in the process.
So you will be introducing this bill the next legislative session?
Yes, we already, the bill numbers keep the same number for 2-year cycles.
Oh, I see.
Between each election. So I have Senate File 219 is the Senate file for the Minnesota Health Plan. And we're hoping to push it again this year. I would say realistically, it's something that would happen in the next 4 or 5 years. But we have to do it. And I like to tell people when people say, well, John, this isn't going to pass. I'll tell them, well, they're going to come back to it sooner or later because the other proposals out there are temporary fixes, and they'll acknowledge they're temporary.
Exactly.
And they'll acknowledge they're very costly. So we're going to have to come to the right solution eventually.
Where can people go online to find out more about your particular proposal?
They can go online at MN, as in Minnesota, mnhealthplan.org. You can actually download a copy of my book for free. I'm not making any money on the book. So you can download the book for free and read it in any ebook format or just as PDFs if you don't have a Kindle like I don't. So they can do it there, and it tells you more about the Minnesota Health Plan. And there's a group, Minnesota Nurses Association and Physicians for National Health Plan. There are some medical groups like that that are strongly backing the proposal, and they can get more information as well.
Okay. Great. I imagine it'll be a bit of an uphill fight.
Absolutely. There are lots of powerful interests with a lot of money fighting
Insurance companies and...
But we can win this one.
We can, exactly. Thank you so much for spending time with us today.
My pleasure.
Senator Marty, we really appreciate it. And audience, please go to that website. Take a look at what the proposal is and educate yourself about it before you make any snap decisions.
Thank you. Yes, it's just mnhealthplan.org.
All right. Thank you so much. And please stay with us. We will be right back after a word from our sponsor.
Welcome to Bremer Bank. I am Jason Iberg.
And I'm Shannon Pedersen.
Bremer is a full financial services bank.
We invite you to stop by Bremer Bank and experience the Bremer difference.
You are always welcome at Bremer.
Owatonna Public Utilities, real people, real reliable, real progress. Making life a little easier day after day, taking pride in our community, listening to what you say, a voice you can talk to. We're growing with you in mind in everything we do. Owatonna Public Utilities.
Since 1988, the Owatonna Area Business Development Center has been the part of the success of many area businesses. The center leases office space and manufacturing space and offers on-site business consulting. The Owatonna Area Business Development Center is in business to help your business be a success.
Hi, this is Eric with the West Hills Tennis and Fitness Center. A heated swimming pool, sauna, running track, cardio room, basketball court, weight room, and 6 tennis courts are among the amenities you can enjoy at our facility. We have a variety of membership packages available to meet the needs of everyone, or you can simply drop in for the day. Stop out today and take advantage of all we have to offer. West Hills Tennis and Fitness, encouraging and promoting a healthy lifestyle.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. And I am here at the Steele County Food Shelf and the Steele County Clothesline because they have done some infrastructure changes to the building that they are both housed in. And I want to welcome Maureen Schlobaum, Nancy Ness, Betsy Lindgren, and Laura Ressler. Hello, ladies. Thank you so much for being on the show. So I'm going to start with the two directors here with Maureen and Nancy. And tell us about this collaboration, first of all, that the two of you have had together for a while.
Okay, well, this concept has been in the works for a number of years. The Food Shelf and the Clothesline started a joint application process, registration process, about 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. And we started talking about this hole in the wall, as we've called it, project for probably since that time, but it really started moving forward once Nancy came on board in January. Mm-hmm. We really moved forward with the idea and the concept.
Okay, and hand the microphone over to Nancy. Nancy, you're the director. We should say Maureen is the director of the Clothesline. Nancy is the director of the Food Shelf.
That's correct.
Okay, so then where did you go from there, Nancy, after you were talking about this concept? Why did you want the walls open?
Well, really it's to serve our clients in the best way that we can. We wanted to make sure, since we already had a common application, that it made sense that we provide them with a place where they can check in and check out all in once, and really just make it simpler for them to get through the process too, and to make their shopping experience just a little bit better than what it's been before. Yep.
Well, I have to say that by breaking out part of the wall here, and I'm just going to pan around just a little bit, how much it has really opened up the space for both the Food Shelf and the Clothesline.
Oh,
and
we're
it's
just
so welcoming when you walk in either door.
We're just delighted at the results. It just makes all the difference in the world. It feels more like a market or a store, and really that's what we're looking for, is that kind of a concept. So it's just a welcoming environment, and I think we really hit the nail on the head with that one.
Okay.
Yep.
And so how did you get the funding then to be able to do this? Because you just can't knock the wall out and there you go.
Well, as we decided on the concept and really wanted to move forward with it, we were trying to figure out what is the best way to fund the project. And it didn't take long to realize that the Owatonna Foundation was where we wanted to go. So we worked on the application and got it submitted. It was a very simple process for us, and here we are today. We've got this great hole in the wall and this great workstation for us.
Okay, it's wonderful. Well, let's pass the microphone over to the Owatonna Foundation. We'll start with Laura. So Laura, tell us what happened then after you received the application. What's the process that a 501c3 goes through in order to be able to obtain funding from the foundation?
Well, they have to complete the application and meet the criteria of being, a 501c3 nonprofit. The trustees meet twice a year to review and analyze grant applications. This particular grant was a very easy one to see the need, to see the community support that both organizations here have, and also the collaboration aspect of it was really exciting to us to see, these organizations, rather than coming individually, to come together, have a project that benefited both of them and the community in so many ways.
Okay, so obviously then the grant application was reviewed by...
We have a grants committee.
Your grants committee.
And if a application is for under $25,000, then the grants committee can make the decision. We came here and did a site visit. Our trustees are very engaged and hands-on in that respect. In previous projects that they've worked on, they've mentored the group that's applied and assisted them along the way with their projects. Nancy and Maureen, they have this down pat. It's the grant was awarded in September, and here we are at the end of October, and it's done. They go to the head of the class and get a gold star for efficiency and that. So it's so heartwarming to see the funds be put to use and to see the great good that comes out of these grants.
Exactly. Hand the microphone then to Betsy. So Betsy, from your perspective as president of the foundation, how do you feel about this particular project?
You know, as president of the Community Foundation, when we really take a look at the funds and the donations that individuals who believe in the Community Foundation give, this is the epitome of one of those projects. It's the epitome because it's about ideas and visions and people, and the fact that these two, again, two great agencies coming together to make sure that they are running their agencies efficiently, effectively, and making sure that the resources that come to them are also used to a greater means, and that's what they've accomplished here. So we're looking hopefully at the first infancy of a true collaboration between agencies, and we look forward to more of those worthy projects coming forward in the future. So congratulations to both of them.
And pass the microphone back. What would you have done if there had not been an Owatonna Foundation to go to for funding for this project?
Gosh, I don't really know what we would have done. That is a good question. We probably would have had to have written a different grant, which is a longer process, a lot more paperwork and more in depth. And they're not part of this community, most likely, and wouldn't have understood what this really meant for everyone here. So we're just so fortunate to have this available to us.
So how long has the wall been open?
A week.
A week, okay. And what kind of feedback have you been getting from the clients that you serve?
Very positive. Everybody's very excited about it. It's been fun to watch them walk in the door and see their faces when they see it actually here. We've been talking about this hole in the wall for a long time, and I don't think anybody anticipated what it would actually look like. So that's been a lot of fun, and everybody has been enjoying it. The volunteers, we're all kind of on a learning curve right now, getting used to each other and seeing each other a lot more often. We actually play very well together. We do. So yeah, it's working out great.
Oh, that's wonderful. And you have this very nice welcoming desk situation set up here too, so that when a new client comes in, you're able to right away be able to serve them, and it just seems more professional, I think.
Yes, thank you. That was kind of our goal.
Yeah.
Respectful and
respectful.
Yes.
Very much so. Now, ladies, I'm going to ask you, what have you seen as far as the usage of both of your agencies? Maureen, we'll start with you.
Well, I can say the numbers on both sides are extremely high, higher than they've ever been. We haven't quite figured out why that is. We have a lot of new first-time people coming and registering at both places, and I think using community services throughout the community is way up in all aspects. So why, we just don't know.
You're not sure. Okay. Specifically to the Clothesline, Maureen, what is it that you are looking for as far as donations for this time of the year?
Well, right now, any seasonal clothing, warm winter clothing, obviously. We're in the middle of our winter coat drive. Hats, boots, snow pants, winter coats, we need. So I appreciate any of those donations.
Okay, and what are the drop-off times for donations?
Drop-off are our store hours. So it's Monday and Wednesday, 9 to 5:30, and then Tuesday, Thursday, Fridays, 9 to 3:30, and Saturdays, 8 to 11:30.
Oh, okay, wonderful. So lots of opportunities.
Lots of opportunities. Just pull up to our back door and we'll help you.
All right, and then pass it back to Nancy. And Nancy, what are you seeing here at the food shelf?
Well, the same as Maureen. For some reason, we're just seeing huge numbers higher than what we've ever seen before. The good news is we've increased our daily program where now people can get fruits and vegetables every day.
Oh,
and so
great.
we've seen a huge increase there, and we're so glad because that's such a wonderful thing that we can offer. So I'm really glad to see people taking advantage of that as well.
Fresh, healthy food.
Yes.
Sure.
Yep.
And donation-wise, what are you looking at for your needs between now and the end of the year?
You know, there's certain foods that are more difficult for us to get, like soups have been really hard for us to get. And now's the time of year when we're all looking for that warm comfort food. So things like soups are wonderful. Canned meats are always good. We do give some personal items away too because like laundry detergent or shampoo, those kinds of things. So even personal care items are good as well.
Okay. All right. And if people want to donate to the food shelf, how should they do that?
The same hours that Maureen has at the Clothesline.
Okay.
So
okay, good. So you're both open at the same time?
We are.
Which makes a lot of sense since you've done this.
Yep.
Cooperative thing. Okay, wonderful. So, ladies, thank you so much for inviting us to come, and it's so wonderful to be able to share this with the people of Owatonna. what a wonderful addition to both of the services that you provide to those here in town.
Well, thank you.
In Steele
And
County.
the Owatonna Foundation, you guys have been just a joy to work with. So, yep, it really has been. Great.
Wonderful collaboration all the way around.
Yes.
All right. Well, audience, please stay with us. We will be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Cedar Valley Services, located at the corner of Rose and Grove in Owatonna, provides an array of services for people with disabilities in Steele County. CVS thanks the entire community, especially our business customers, for supporting us in Owatonna for 43 years. Thank you from CVS.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. It's now time for some community announcements. Looking for relief from hand, wrist, or finger pain caused by carpal tunnel, Guillain, canal, or cubital tunnel syndromes? Owatonna Healthcare Campus is sponsoring a free information session to learn about surgical alternatives, pain management, rehabilitation options, and more on Thursday, October 26th, 6 to 7 p.m. at the Mayo Clinic Health System Owatonna conference rooms. Information session is free and open to the public, but seating is limited. Register by calling 507-444-5044. Mark your calendars for Park and Rec's 4th annual Trick or Treat Trail on October 28th from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock at Manthe Park. The event is free and there will be a food shelf donation taking. Again, on the 28th from 2 to 4 at Manthe. Trunk or Treat and Pumpkin Carving, Friday, October 27th at 5 p.m. at Associated Church. Free and open to the public, trick or treating. Bring your own pumpkin carving, a hot dog roast included. More information at www.associatedchurch.org. Chicago farmer Brandon Sampson and John Wheeler of 6 Mile Grove will appear at the Steele County History Center's Americana Showcase on Saturday, October 28th at 7 o'clock p.m. Doors open at 6:30 p.m. Tickets are available at the Steele County History Center or can be purchased online at www.eventbrite.com. Available in advance or at the door. Steele County Historical Society members are $15 per person, non-member $20 per person. A cash bar with wine, beer, and soda is available. And finally, a harvest dinner, Sunday, October 29th at 5 p.m. at Associated Church. $10 for adults and 10 and under age, $5. Menu is pork loin sandwiches, au gratin potatoes, coleslaw, pies, and beverages. More info again at www.associatedchurch.org, and that'll take care of it for today. We will be coming back with you on Friday. We will preview the Hospital Auxiliaries Holiday Bazaar, as well as having aboard Owatonna Library Director Mark Blondo. Thanks for being with us today. We'll see you back on Friday.